into our next match here. In fact, I'm gonna sort this. I'm gonna display it differently, so that way you can see all the cards. It's just basically a pile of 1 mana things, so you can't really see it all. You consider showing the bot and you in chat to have them shown on YouTube. No, I think not having MTG bot and the random commands listed in chat makes it far cleaner. Makes the stream far cleaner. Yeah, if we play a Chalice on 1 isn't very good in Modern in general, I don't think, but it's exceptional against this deck. Quite exceptional against this deck. Our basic lands are fine. Don't shame my basics. Yep, everything starting with exclamation points gets filtered out of the chat on the stream. Alrighty. How many Chalice decks just have to play against leagues for it to count towards my Jeff Alright. As long as there are 2 or more instants of sorcery cards in your graveyard, this card gets 1/1 and has haste. Alright. Alright. The hand seems quite good, right? The hand seems quite good. Sacred Foundry tapped, pass. I think I'm just gonna fetch basic Mountain and play this Grim Lavamancer out. Next turn we can do Ghitu plus Serum Visions. Oh, they suspended Rift Ball. This stupid card. Thank you, I definitely missed that. Okay, this is kind of sweet. Ghitu, Serum Visions, Mutagenic Growth to give my Ghitu haste. I know we're paying health here, but like, that's kind of adorable. What's going on, -3 Karn? Happy birthday. Maybe I wanted the mutagenic. Was the Mutagenic Growth lethal? I definitely didn't. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. It's not lethal, right? Whenever wizards you control get 1/1. So this is +4. So it would be 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's not quite lethal. So I'm just gonna go ahead and attack for 3 here. Hopefully they can't kill us next turn. Yo, dog. I guess I'm just activating Lavaman here, right? We have a Stomping Ground in our deck for casting the Mutagenic Growth without taking damage, as well as Destructive Revelry in the sideboard. You think it's worth paying 2 to save her? That could maybe be correct. I think we died either way. Oh, huh. Okay. Okay. The good series of cantrip draws here. We could kill them. That's lethal, right? Dispels and Spell Pierce sound great. I think some mutagenic growths are good because they can save our creatures. Vapor Snag seems like it could be a little bit medium. Let's put this back into pile view, shall we? It's kind of hard to sideboard like this. Well, I guess it's kind of hard to sideboard like this too. Are the Vapor Snags worth cutting? They're probably worse than just like all of our actual removal, right? Maybe we want to trim like a cantrip and a Vapor Snag. I'm gonna do that. So we'll board out. Actually, the Flame Slashes are probably better than Vapor Snags, right? I'm gonna do that. I'm bringing one Flame Slash, just as more actual removal. It seems great. Sand doesn't take damage from its mana, which is pretty good. Flame Slash is much better than Vapor Snag would have been here. Can you vet the mana base? That's my buddy's main worry, bad mana. Yeah, I'm gonna write a note here. I'm gonna play this tapped. And I'm gonna play the Soul-Scar Mage, and then next turn we can go fetch a basic island, Stormchaser plus Serum Visions. It's unfortunate. I guess I'm actually gonna hold Spell Pierce, right? Yeah, I'm actually gonna hold Spell Pierce. Before that card doesn't have any text left. Fetching to 8's about the same. For large amounts of dollar dues, we play most anything. Yeah, I think this is top, right? And I'll put this into play tapped, and then next turn we can go Stormchaser Mage into Serum Visions, draw the Sleight of Hand. And I think I just want to... At this point, these Spell Piercers are probably going to combine to counter a burn spell, but I think that's worthwhile. That's a good one to combine to counter. Also, making them crack this fetch land to make future... Searing Blazes worse is also not a non-zero factor. Now I don't have to worry about holding these up anymore. That's brutal. It's pretty unfortunate for us. Probably dead at this point. All right. They draw a brick or two, we could be okay here. We need them to draw like 2 lands in a row. That's technically not lethal. We have a chance. We have the Sleight of Hand here. Makes me wish I would have put the other card in the bottom though. So I get to bolt this, which triggers all my stuff. We go to 2. So this is lethal now. So I either need to force them to chump block or find a piece of removal. So close. So close. Well, I have a Ghitu Lavarunner, Lavarunner, so like we could have like pumped these guys up enough that they had to block the 2/2 in this particular world. I think because they have what's it called? I'm gonna board in Flame Slashes too, and I'm gonna cut another one of these cantrips. I think it's pretty important that I be able to take Eidolon off the table. Did I have a fetch land in play? I don't remember if I had a fetch land in play. Oh, I had a fetch land in my hand. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe I could have done that. Yeah, that's right. I knew the top card, so I'd have gotten another look. You are correct that I should have fetched. I think this is a mulligan. Guess he just doesn't do enough. Yeah, the queue got hijacked for 2 different decks, Griffinson. Sounds better. So this is why there's a basic mountain in our deck, so you can fetch basics against aggressive decks and not take a bunch of damage to do so. This card would be much better if Dr. Peasy was a wizard. It's a good draw. So you have to go ahead and fetch Shock here. I'm gonna get Steam Vents. Maybe I should get the Stomping Ground there. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna bolt the lava, the Goblin Guide here. I think so we're not quite in a position where I can race this card too. It's like spell piercing almost anything we can spell pierce here. That's unfortunate for us. Really want more removal. I don't think we really care about Blood Moon a lot of the time. Our deck only needs 1 basic island to function, so I think you're just on the like ignore Blood Moon by and large plan. I'm gonna play the land out because if we chain cantrips together, we want as much blue mana as possible. Learn 2 tech. I gave you a 10-minute timeout so you could think about what you said. What you did there is something Magic players do a lot that I find quite frustrating. You basically just used Magic buzzwords without context in your post. What do you mean by more tempo? Like, that's not descriptive in the slightest and doesn't tell me what you actually mean in terms of what you're looking for. Like, what does more tempo mean? So think about that, and if you want to share when you come back, that would be fine. But I find it exceedingly frustrating when people do things like that. All right, well, we're getting kind of punished for not having fetched the red source, or the green source, but this will let me save one of my guys from the Grim Lavamancer, which is nice. Yesterday you said Battle Bond will be standard legal in China, and I think you mixed up. No, that's the joke, McKinnon. That's a joke. That was a yoke. That was a yoke because it's ridiculous that there's different cards that are standard legal in China. Well, that's a potentially lethal combination of cards. Right? This is 4. puts him to 7, 8, 9. So sorry, so this is 3. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's exactly lethal. The problem is I didn't fetch that green source, so we could die if I use this Mutagenic Growth. I think I just have to go for it here. I think that turn I fetched the Steam Vents, I should have fetched Stomping Ground, and it was a mistake not to have. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware. They could just have like Boros Charm land in hand though. And this puts me dead to Boros Charm. Yep. Definitely 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 messed that up. I should have. That turn I fetched this land, and as soon as I fetched the land, I was like, this is wrong, and I should have gotten the green source because we have Mutagenic Growths. That was a close game though. This deck, the aggressive curve out of this deck is pretty impressive. More than I was expecting. Well, at any rate, let's head on into another match and see how it goes. Thank you everyone for hanging out here this morning. Hope you're enjoying yourselves. My name is Jeff Hoagland. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Glad I didn't scare you away. If you are enjoying my stuff, you should know I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here streaming Magic 30 plus hours a week. If you are enjoying my stuff, you want to help me stream full-time and continue doing that in the future, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to do this as a job. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my sponsors. Cardsphere.com. Love to help you turn some of your cards into other cards or cash direct with other players. There's no haggling. They just take a 1% fee off the top. Mack Weldon provides premium men's clothing, such as this wonderful t-shirt that I'm wearing here today. They do polos, shirts, shorts, underwear, all sorts of fantastic stuff there. Using code Jeff Hoagland at bit.ly/HoogleClothes, you can save 20% on your first order with them. And of course, this stream wouldn't be possible without viewers like Anaronix, Justin, Nivik, and all of y'all out there. If you are enjoying my content, at the very least, make sure you hit that follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything, and it lets you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of the decks they're going to be playing on a given day in the stream title. Unless, of course, we have people donate to shake it up. So that way you can kind of know what to expect when I go live. If something does sound sweet and you can't catch me live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. You can check out all of my archives there, and I break them up each video by deck, so you can watch just the decks that you care about. Honest question, how does Mack Weldon's prices compared to JCPenney or other random wall-outs? Believe it or not, the person that has no idea how much Magic cards cost, I have no idea how much clothing at JCPenney and other places like that cost. You can go to their website and look at their prices and compare them yourselves. Mana traders? We've never had anything on mana traders, Mr. Silicon. Never used traders before. I will say that they are a premium clothing brand. MTGO traders. So we shell so successfully that we have lots of sponsors. So instead of having one long ad break, I've broken them up so we do 2 shorter ad breaks per stream now. Do two shorter ad breaks per stream, per league, different parts of the stream. Instead of being one long commercial, while the commercials are important to allow me to keep doing this, just like the subs out there, I want the focus to be the Magic content instead of having long ad breaks. Would Delver be a good fit in this deck since you run so many spells anyways? Is he a Delver's not a wizard on the backside, right? So the reverse SCG route, yep. And I do my best to fit the ad breaks in between matches instead of skipping sideboarding to do an ad break. Yeah, Delver's not a wizard on his backside, right? Yeah, so you don't get to use this. We brick on a land here, we're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Your ads are better than STGs? Well, thank you. I try. The ads are important to allow me to do this as a job, but again, like I said, the focus can and should be the magic. I genuinely don't know who donated for this deck list. I don't write them down offhand. Maybe I should I should add a column to the spreadsheet so I can start listing people who donated if they want to be listed. That's fair, Mr. Philcom. Well, I'm glad you're here today. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope everyone's ready for a great weekend. If you're in the States, ready for a good Memorial Day, I hope. Oh, I have a Spell Pierce. I think I have to... I mentioned earlier that we don't really care about Blood Moon, but I have enough blue threats and don't have an island yet that I need to Spell Pierce this, I think. You can type ! donation queue in chat to get a link to all of the decks that are in the queue. I always try and do my best to help you help yourself. On long stream days, this title does get long, so ! Any stream on Monday? Yeah, I'm planning to do my normal stream on Monday. Planning to do my normal stream on Monday. Maybe it'll be a little bit shorter, but I plan to fire up about 9 a.m. and do at least 4 or 5 hours. We'll see how the numbers are. If the numbers are good, I'll probably do a full normal stream. Huh. So this is just lightning this, Vapor Snag this. I think I'm gonna hold this other bolt in my hand just in case my opponent, if I bolt them now, they go to 9 and then they go to 5. I'm gonna hold this bolt in my hand in case they draw a bolt of their own, because this bolt giving my Stormchaser Mage a 4th point of toughness saves it from a lightning bolt. That's really unfortunate. The Ron Swanson of Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Parks and Rec's a great show. If you haven't watched Parks and Rec, you probably should. Just good quality life advice. This is kind of a tight race. We're at 12 here. Would not be surprised to see them take this. There's a good chance they're a Cryptic Command deck, which means we're going to get exposed to Cryptic next turn. It's Jace the Wallet Sculptor. Yep. That seems pretty good for us. There's a link to your... There's the deck list is on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type ! deck in chat and get a link to it. Please attack me with both. Rats. I think suggesting Fork Bolt is kind of like matchup bias for what you're watching right now. I think Fork Bolt's like not amazing in Modern in general, but it would be fine against our opponent playing Young Pyromancer and like PN Kieran Nalaar. I'm gonna bolt this and just smash them. You are nowhere near dead. Why are you conceding? Sure. Yeah, I'll take their hand. You have a fetch land and a Jace. Why? I'm not gonna question the little things. I'm just gonna take them. I'm gonna accept the little things as being good for us and just be like, yeah, you know what? That's great. That's great. Let's just take it and walk away. Not sure why they conceded there, but it was good for us that they did. God, this deck has so many 1-drops in it, it's impossible to look at while sideboarding. So I definitely want the Staticaster. I think I want the Dispels and the Spell Pierce. I definitely want the extra Spell Pierce. I'm not sure if I want the Dispel. The bolts are pretty good. I'm gonna keep all 8 of those. Grim Lavamancer seems great. Mutagenic Growth is good against the Lightning Bolt deck. I'm not sure where Mac Weldon ships to offhand, Cheesy. You have to, if you check their website, they should have everything listed on there. That bit.ly/Google Close will send you to their website. I feel like I can't cut cantrips if I am boarding in Bedlam. Maybe Bedlam's not good enough because I want to leave Grim Lavamancer in. Maybe these 4 cards just aren't worth it. It's too slow here? I don't think that's true. This card seems really good against a mid-range deck. The blue-red tempo deck in Legacy is basically a burn deck. As someone who's played the blue-red, yes, all right. You tried. I disagree with that. Get out of here. As someone who's played the blue-red tempo deck in Legacy a ton, it's a burn deck. In fact, whenever we stream Blue-Red Delver, I title it Blue-Red Delver Burn. It's a burn deck. What you probably mean is you want more counter spells in the deck, but honestly, decks like this can't afford to be aggressive and still hold up counter spells. There aren't free counter spells in Modern like we have free counter spells in Legacy. When your counter spells cost you mana, they're much worse. Lavarunner is pretty mediocre in this hand, but the rest of the hand is pretty good, so I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to lead on Lavarunner here, just because I expect my opponent to have a removal spell for my turn 1 play. But like, okay, so let's go back to the message that we said you thought was fine. I mean, you like while having a say in what your opponent does and doesn't do. So how do you do that? They used more than the word tempo, but they didn't actually explain what they mean. So control what your opponent does and doesn't do. So maybe if they said use counter spells, do they mean use counter spells? Is that what they mean by control what your opponent does and doesn't do? Like, maybe I agree with that definition. Maybe. Twisted Image is cute. That's probably fine. Alright, Soul-Scar Mage is not bad. I think Soul-Scar Mage means I actually want to wait on this Sleight of Hand, because if I wait on the Sleight of Hand, it can deal extra damage for me next turn. Yeah, no Snapcaster Mage definitely seems like an interesting choice. It is often a 3-mana play, but like, if it's worth playing 8 Lightning Bolts, and honestly, Lightning Bolt's a pretty good card. So like having access to 8 of them is pretty sweet. I think some Snapcaster Mages to pair with that is probably reasonable. Even if it's just a couple. I think Dark Confidant sounds kind of scary, especially when my Wizard's Lightning costs 3. This is essentially a blue-red burn deck, which is exactly what this... That's a good draw. Which is exactly what this style of archetype is in Legacy, too. So, like, the person that was comparing it to Legacy, like, the Legacy deck is exactly like this. Only it's playing Delver, and ooh, that's a good draw. I want all of these cards, right? I think I'm actually going to attack with my Grim Lavamancer here. I'm probably using all of my mana this turn. Maybe that's loose, though. There's a deck list on your screen, Mop. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck to get a deck link in chat. You can answer wonderful questions like, why are we playing card X for yourself? If you have any specific questions after looking at the deck list, feel free to ask. Let us know. Say, hey, I looked at the deck list and I don't see it. I think the actual card counterspell isn't very good in Modern. And I think this deck especially isn't interested in playing counterspells. Hopefully this is a Jason, not a Pia. Let's see if they have a Dispel of their own. They do. It's a little unfortunate. That's fine. We still get to push a good chunk of damage next turn. Get to play the Stormchaser Mage into Bolt Their Dome. Would you cut Spell Pierce then? The difference... Okay, so 1 mana is half as much as 2 mana, which I know kind of sounds silly when you say it out loud, but that's a big deal in a deck like this. Like, look at that last turn where I paid 1 mana when I wouldn't have been able to hold it up. And we have a Bolt on top of their deck, and they're at 3 in a deck that likely doesn't have any health gain. Oh, Faithless Leading. Alright, so they're dead. They're gonna kill my Soul-Scar Mage. Kill the Snapcaster for the BM value. Alright, 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Lava Axe. The 3/2 Dream is alive and well. Ain't that the truth? Alright, sorry. I'm gonna pull up Twitter here for half a second. Did any of you see this tweet about the lifetime earnings of Magic professionals? And Kibler just posted this tweet. This is why Kibler makes content now. I qualified for Worlds on PT points in a year during which I was negative in winnings versus expenses. And like, to qualify for Magic Worlds, you have to do well at a ton of Magic tournaments. That's, yep. All right. Sorry. We won the die roll. This hand's pretty good, right? You get to go turn 1, Soul-Scar, turn 2, Stormchaser, and then start casting spells. Would it be correct to call GDS and Grixis Delver? I don't know what Xerox means. I don't know what you mean by that. I've never heard that definition before. For the EV of professional MTG, thanks for the bits, Big Beanie Cap. Probably not extras. The term from Vintage is a deck that cuts lands for cantrips. How have I never heard that definition before? It's a vintage definition, I guess. Fatal push. My poor wizards. Why would you kill my wizards? They're just doing their best here. Definition from the days of the dojo. That's a long time ago. Hey, Stormchaser. Let's do it. Gonna jam Stormy here, play Serum Visions. I've played Magic for a while, but I don't quite date back to the dojo days. Anamorphose, sure. It's unfortunate that we drew a brick there. I would have loved to have drawn either of these cards and bottomed the land. I'm gonna bottom the growth and top the Wizard's Lightning here. There's a good chance they just kill my threat before I ever get to Mutagenic Growth 8. Yeah, they're definitely playing Traverse Shadow, not particularly close. This is Lay the Land here. I'll never see your content live, so I'm excited to watch today, especially since I've struggled to build a competitive Wizards deck. Yeah, we're seeing this one feels okay. It's definitely got a nice aggressive slant to it. I think the lack of Snapcaster Mages is probably a bit wrong, but I like a lot of everything else that this deck has going on. All right, those are Death Shadows. So we have to pump the brakes on attacking here. What does tier playable mean? It means it's a deck that people play in Modern. You have another threat to play out here. Yep. Yeah, Traverse Shadow is very powerful. Because they're definitely going to block, and I don't want to trade my guy for their Death Shadow. I am not interested in trading a creature and a bolt for one of their two Death Shadow is not how I'm winning this game. I'm winning this game by being a burn deck. I'm winning this game by like drawing a thing. So I have two blockers here. So that gives us another draw to bolt. Yeah, but then I lose my reach. I lose my reach that way. And if they crack their fetch land, I'm no longer ahead, right? Oh, I'm dead if they just crack a single fetch, right? They can go to 4. Being a point short. I wonder if we missed a point at any point this game. Or if we took an extra point I didn't have to take. I guess I fetched a shock I probably didn't have to fetch. Probably could have fetched a basic here. I don't remember if I ever needed the double red. That would have been lethal. Yeah, I could have waited on the bolt, I suppose. I could have waited on the Wizard Lightning. Extra Vapor Snag seems fine. Spell Pierce doesn't seem particularly good. I don't think these Bedlam Revelers are worthwhile. I think I'm just swapping out the Vapor Snag. Oh yeah, we drew the vents, you're right. It seems pretty good. It's got a really strong curve actually, right? We just get to go 1, 2, 3 right up the curve. Yeah, the timing on my lightning bolt was probably suspect. I have no idea why Lantern's fallen off, Justin, but I do agree that it is mostly fallen off, and I'm not complaining that it's fallen off. The deck is miserable to play against. So, God bless it for falling off the face of the earth. I'm not sure that we really care about this Inquisition here. We're either going to get to hit them with both of our guys next turn, or we're going to cast Serum Visions. I think honestly, decks like Lantern Control, I think a big part of why they get popular or not popular has to do with the fact that they're just not fun to play for a lot of people. And there are, before Twitch chat does a thing and say, you enjoy playing Lantern. That's great that you enjoy playing Lantern. I think it's not a stretch to say that objectively most people don't enjoy playing Lantern Control, which does contribute to the popularity of a deck. How much people enjoy playing a deck affects how much it's going to see play in a format like Modern, where there's lots of competitive decks. What's my favorite Legacy deck? I think I'm obligated to say Goblin Charbelcher, right? I think the power level of Lantern in comparison to the misery that it is to play. Whoa. Fucking Magic Online. It lagged, and then I just F6'd my turn. Or almost F6'd my turn. It's unfortunate. So we missed 2 points there. I guess we didn't strictly miss them. Yeah, we kind of missed them. Yep. Live by the F6, die by the F6. Worth noting they can't Fatal Push here. Come on, some spells. Well, that was the best spell we could have drawn there. So let's get this going. Are they dead? What white decks? What white decks? The white decks, by and large, aren't very good in Modern right now. I should have fetched before I cast this, right? Grow, my children! Grow! Oh, God, this card. That's the Magic the Gathering card. Yes, don't even gotta show them the Vapor Snag. Just my children are getting all large and stuff. Thanks for all the content. I always watch YouTube archives. Made it to the stream time today, so can I get my first time out? Of course, Eric's. I'm glad you enjoy the YouTube stuff. Welcome to a live one. I think speaking of banless talk, my article should be up on Gathering Magic. Do you want to see a bunch of dirty data that Wizards of the Coast thinks makes Magic terrible? Click here. I write every week for GatheringMagic.com. Articles always go up on Friday about this time. A little bit before now. I forget what exactly they post, but seems great. Turn 1 Lava Man, turn 2 Stormchaser Mage. If humans started playing Stoneforge Mystic, I think I would be pretty happy with that overall. Stoneforge Mystic is a pretty slow card in the context of Modern. Misfire, Jace, T-Roy, fix T-Roy. T-Roy took some friendly fire there. Sorry, T-Roy. Gotta be careful, mod. Gotta aim the swords. Aim the swords better than that. Suggestions for decent decks to get started playing in Modern and Magic Online. Modern's a format where you should play the deck you enjoy playing. So whatever deck you enjoy playing in paper, you should play online. Whenever someone tells me they're looking for a deck to farm tickets or make the most value, my response is always the same. If your goal is to make value while playing Magic, you should just go to work instead. The EV of going to your job is much better than the EV of playing Magic. My children aren't quite old enough to play Magic yet. I'm sure I will someday play Magic with my kids. I think I'm gonna fetch Shock. Because, like, I need lots of blue and lots of red mana here. There's a non-zero chance that this fetch Shock could cause us to lose the race, but I think the flexibility on how I'm able to sequence my spells is worthwhile to fetch Shock here. The first comment on your article is literally a neckbeard that does the same things you say they're going to do. That's great. I'm gonna be disciplined, and I'm not going to read the comments on that article until after I'm done streaming tonight, because I know myself, and if I start trying to read the comments on that article, I'm going to feel the need to respond to them, and I don't want to respond to them midstream. Wow, they are super fucking close to dead with this Thoughtseize. Fetch Shock Thoughtseize the deck with 8 lightning bolts. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out for him here, shall we? They probably want to take my Vapor Snag, right? So I can't prevent them from racing me. It's been 9 months and I haven't been timed out once. Here, Tick. Thank you for the 9-month resubscription. I can fix that for you. Can you rock back and forth and say Stoneforge? I could definitely. That is a thing I could do. All right, so we're going to Vapor Snag this. I'm going to play Soul-Scar Mage. I'm going to attack for 1. Maybe I'm just supposed to play my burn spells here. Maybe I'm just supposed to Wizard's Lightning. They're at 5, though, here. I'm a sub, but I'm a lurker. Of course, that bad control player. God bless, welcome. Do they have a Death Shadow here? If they have a Death Shadow here, we could maybe die. Yup. Okay. That's a haste creature. Another Wizard Lightning. All right, so we just need to survive. That's fine. Oh, it's not fine. Because I can't cast Wizard Lightning now, so if they go to kill me, I'm dead. Yeah, if they go to kill me, I'm dead. If they shock here, I can't cast Wizard Lightning. Yeah, good game, opponent. Well played. It's close. That was close. All right, heading on into the 4th match here. 1 and 2. A little bit of rough beats, a little bit of just the deck being the deck, I think. We'll have some more specific feedback at the end of the league for sure. At any rate, thank you everyone for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic full-time here on Twitch. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to stream here full-time like I do. Subscriptions start at $4.99 a month, or if you're one of the many people in the world who has Amazon Prime, when linked to your Twitch account, gives you Twitch Prime included for free, and that gives you a free channel subscription to a Twitch content creator of your choice every single month. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. Hey, Guslet, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And using the code Hoagland PayPal at checkout, you can save 8% on your singles orders with MTGO Traders. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on your purchase of custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags, all sorts of great stuff there. And of course, the wonderful moderation staff and myself would like to welcome everyone out there to Hoaglandia. Be sure to talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator for your complimentary timeout. At any rate, we're heading on into our fourth match here with Blue Red Wizards. Is this hand keepable? It's a little bit mana heavy, and it doesn't have a 1 or a 2 drop. Yeah, Twitch Prime subs on my end give me the identical amount of support as a $4.99 a month subscription. So they're exactly the same to a streamer as a tier 1 sub. I don't actually think Blood Moon's very good in Modern right now, so I think not playing Blood Moon is fine. Punished on a mulligan. I think I'm going to keep this at 6 though. I think there should probably be some. I did not see the Bayou list, Adams. Did not see that. I think there should probably be some number of Snapcaster Mages. I think not playing 4 is probably okay because Snapcaster Mage is often going to be a 3-mana spell in this deck. Sure, some of the time you could snap back Mutagenic Growth and have it be a 2-mana spell, but a lot of the time it's going to cost a little bit more. But I think 2 to 3 Snapcaster Mages is probably reasonable. I think if this deck really wants 8 Lightning Bolts, and Lightning Bolt's a pretty good card, so like wanting 8 of them is not unreasonable. I think it's also not unreasonable to be snapping them back. Do I have gifted sub alerts? We do have gifted sub alerts. They pop up the same as normal subscriptions, Dekyo. Nope. The subscription length just counts the total amount you've been subbed. So if you change tiers or you change from a paid sub to a Prime sub, it's all the same. Would you play Delver in this deck? I think the fact that Delver isn't a wizard on its backside is a real downside, but maybe it's worth playing anyways just because like Flip Delver is so good. It might just be that like the wizard sub theme, like Delver's a good enough card on its own that it's not worth being a slave to the wizard sub theme for it. Hey, TYG, welcome. Welcome to a live one. Glad you enjoyed the YouTube stuff. Thanks for dropping by today. Hope you're having a good Friday. Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably a good way to look at it. I think you should at the very least test Delver of Secrets in an archetype like this, and working off the idea that like the fact that there's a downside to what it does is like if being a 3/2 flyer for 1 mana isn't really a downside, right? And the fact that if you can't flip it, it still has some upside being a wizard seems okay. Look at the top card. That's true. It definitely does that a lot of the time. I think I'm in the market for another Soul-Scar Mage. Just take more threats here. Ghitu. So we probably want him next turn. It's actually a pretty good top here, right? So like next turn, I get to go 3rd land, Ghitu Lightning Bolt Opt, and just like smash for a bunch. They could Wrath of God me here. Gitaxian Probe would be unplayable if it didn't draw cards, so that's probably plenty fair. That's unfortunate. Actually, I guess with Lightning Bolt, it's actually not that unfortunate for us, huh? The fact that Soul-Scar Mage plus this Bolt is actually really good, huh? He's actually just gonna, like, eat this Bolt and die? Swift Spear isn't a wizard, chat. So, Hagrid would be very disappointed in Swift Spear, because it is very much not a wizard. He's got a new laptop internet, can finally watch in 1080. What's going on, Doncaster? That's awesome. Can you elaborate on why you think Blood Moon isn't a good card in Modern right now? It's because of, yeah, a lot of, not only are aggressive decks good in Modern to make Blood Moon worse from a we can get under Blood Moon standpoint, I also think the mid-range decks that Blood Moon tends to be quite excellent against just are more resilient to Blood Moon than they once were. No, I don't play in Wizards of the Coast events. I pretty much make Magic. I enjoy money, so I make Magic content. I don't really play in Magic tournaments. Playing in Magic tournaments, by and large, is like taking dollar bills and like setting them on fire. I play Magic to have fun. Correct, yes. Bolting them is lethal there. We don't care about killing the Grimag Angler. This is a matchup where having Flame Slash instead of Roast is a big deal, and that would be a consideration in this sideboard too. Like, do you care about Delve creatures? If so, maybe these should be copies of Roast instead of Flame Slash. Vapor Snag is excellent, obviously. The Vapor Snags have been pretty good. They've kind of overperformed. I think I'm cutting the Grim Lavamancers here. Grim Lavamancer's a non-bow with the Bedlam Revelers anyways. I can probably cut these Mutagenic Growth since they're not playing red removal and bring in Spell Pierces and stuff like that. This is probably not unreasonable. Because that's pretty clean, right? 6 out, 6 in. Abbot of Carol Keep, the problem with it is that in order for it to generate value, you need to be in the mid to late game, and you don't really want to get... This deck doesn't want to make it to the point in the game where Abbot of Carol Keep is good for the trigger. I think Spider-Mogus is a little bit narrow. Especially if you're trying to support, like, Grim Lavamancer at all. Would a Braid be better than Revelry? Well, I mean, Revelry kills enchantments, too, and it kills the opponent, which is kind of nice. And, like, this deck has 8 Lightning Bolts in its main deck, so it probably doesn't need a Braid-style effect. Yep, I agree. I would play any number of Snapcaster Mages before I would play any number of Abbot of Carol Keep. I think this hand's fine. This hand is a little bit medium if my opponent goes turn 1 discard spell and takes my Sleight of Hand away. We could potentially be in trouble. Yep. But I think this is a keep. I think Twin would smack humans. Maybe. I think Twin would have to be built differently than it was built traditionally to have a good humans matchup. I think between Kitesail Freebooter and Meddling Mage and Thalia and a Quick Clock, humans probably has a very good matchup against Twin. I mean, it's kind of an aggressive card, Burgle. It's like, it's definitely not amazing in our opening hand, but I think like having this card in my deck in the mid to late game to draw to in these matchups is fine. What's going on, Apprentice? It's going well. Losing my threat there feels really bad. Definitely needed to play the Sleight of Hand, though. I don't have anything to do but pass here. We're gonna start taking these bolts and sending them upstairs here, so we can get this Bedlam Reveler going. They can play a Delve Threat here. If they have a Delve Threat here, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. A Spell Pierce the front half of a Lingering Souls for sure. Well, that insulates us against the Delve Threat. I've got 1, 2, 3 instants of sorceries in there. So we're getting close. The fact that Wizard's Lightning still costs 3 is a little awkward. The Lava Runners have actually been okay. I don't know if they're better than like Snapcaster per se, but the Lava Runners have definitely not felt bad. They've been doing like a pretty excellent Goblin Guide impersonation. I just want to cast all my spells here. If we draw a land, we can play this wizard. Another Vapor Snag, another Serum Visions. Hey, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. I put Modern Storm in the cube, please. I'm brewing more rogue decks. Sound good. Sounds good. I actually want Soul-Scar Mage, right? Because Soul-Scar Mage lets me cast Wizard Lightning. I think I'm going to bottom this Vision because I would like to draw lands afterwards. This Vapor Snag like pseudo insulates us against another Delve Threat. Well, I'm probably just burning it on another token here. I think I'm not sure you'd even want 4 Snapcaster Mages, and you would definitely want 4 Snapcaster Mages before you played your first copy of Jace. They have a Dispel here. Yep. Yeah, feeling pretty dead here. Well, I guess we get to play Bedlam Reveler next turn, so like maybe like they're at 10. We get to play Bedlam Reveler next turn. Also, there's literally copies of Opt in our deck, right? There are literally copies of Opt in my deck. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, you can type !deck in chat to get a link to the deck list. Pretty sure I'm just casting this. Look, a copy of Opt right there. We get to bounce Tassiger off of Bedlam Reveler. We're gonna be dead in 2 to these flyers, though. Sure. Chaining together a bunch of cantrips along with some burn could kill our opponent potentially next turn if they have nothing. Like, if they had a way to kill this, they would have killed it this turn, right? Not leaving back a Spirit or anything to block seems a little bit loose on their part. Could maybe let us steal this game. Okay, yeah, so their play was fine. It was well played by the opponent. A lot of the people that are opposed, there are many people that are opposed to unbanning cards like Stoneforge Mystic that have literally never cast a fucking Stoneforge Mystic in their lives. Is the Staticaster good enough for spirits? I guess I probably have Snapcaster Mage too. That's probably fine. I'm not sure one of these dispels. Yeah, feel free to go spar with nerds in the comments of my article here. If you're pro unbannings, I'm sure there's a bunch of people that commented cards shouldn't be unbanned, so feel free to go spar. Fly, my children, fly. All I have to say is that people who looked me in the face and told me that they were certain Jace the Mind Sculptor was too good for Modern are now looking me in the face and telling me that Stoneforge Mystic is definitely too good for Modern. It's like, well, you were wrong before, so maybe you could accept that you're wrong this time. Testing unbans doesn't do anything. It's such a small sample size. It's such a small sample size that it's irrelevant. You need lots of people playing lots of games to realize something is too good objectively. It may have been too cute, but put Weapon Rogue back in the queue. You could tweak the deck if you want. All right. I'm not sure that deck can actually be good. Can you DM me the deck code again, Apprentice? I definitely don't have it offhand. The biggest thing when discussing cards with people that I think I want both of these actually, and I think I want the Vapor Snag more, is that people just really don't get that a card can be too good in Standard and it can be too good in Legacy and it can be fine in Modern. Like, the power level of cards is contextual to the format that they're being played in. I think if you were upfront about only unbanning temporarily for Magic Online, a lot of people just wouldn't play with the cards. This is going to be a Collective Brutality turn. Then we get to go double Ghitu next turn. Maybe I didn't want the Staticaster and it's not aggressive enough. Yeah, this is definitely a Collective Brutality. We'll see if they double escalate, just single. That makes sense. They're not that low on health yet. I have one for Vintage. Like, Monastery Mentor is a great example for Vintage, right? You could also argue that Monastery Mentor is, like, good in Legacy, but it's not too good in Modern. It's unplayable in Modern. Delver's a good example of a card that's, like, very good in Legacy. It's arguably too good in Legacy, but it's not good in Modern. Please have Lingering Souls. Please have Lingering Souls. If they have Lingering Souls, they took my Vapor Snag, so I'm not going to be surprised if they just, like, jam a Delve Threat down our throat here. We really don't have a good answer to that currently. Which, again, I think there's a good chance the Flame Slash should be roasted on our sideboard. There's a non-zero. Hopefully this is just Lingering Souls. I guess, like, slam the Staticaster and be excited. Yep. There's one more basic in my deck. Removal and a threat. That's probably lights out for us. Opponent stabilizing at 11's a lot of health. I'm just gonna try and keep them off a second Delve threat here. Yep, definitely have another Delve threat. Yeah, I saw this Belrogue guide list. The comments seem reasonable. Losing this race by a ton. Yep. Last build of black-green. I think your blue-white matchup's just probably bad in general. No, we don't play Standard on this channel, Sags. There's a lot of content producers that all they do is play Standard, so we pretty much try to focus on Modern and Legacy and non-rotating formats here. Yep, yeah, I agree, Scott. I think people think rebanning a card after it's been unbanned and is too good is a big deal, and I don't think that's a big deal. I think for the sake of letting everybody play with sweet cards and have a great format, it's worth unbanning things, and then if they're too good, just like put them back where they came from. Flash it back. Flash it back. God bless you. All right. Can I get a Vapor Snag? I really wish we had Snapcaster Mages to draw too. Snapcaster Mage would be the nut here. Oh, yeah. Oh, can I get the cards into my veins? Give me the cards into my veins. Yeah, that's... Was that a good turn? How was that turn, chat? How do we feel about that one? Was that a good I don't know what I was expecting to happen there. I was pretty confident we were dead. I was fairly confident in declaring us dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck. I thought I was resolving Serum Visions there. And why does right clicking on the card... Oh, I wanted to right click and put bottom. I wanted to right click and put it on the bottom, and that, yep, well, you know, that's the bed we've got. I guess the Soul-Scar Mage isn't that big of a deal, I guess, I hope. That could lose us the game. That could lose us the game depending on what they have. Sorry, chat. Sorry. I think we'd be in a really good spot to win this if I had a Soul-Scar Mage in play. Now it could be a struggle. Hey, Bloody Roar. Thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome. I'm gonna fetch I have another Steam Vents in my deck, right? I don't actually have a fetchable land. There's 2 Steam Vents and 2 Stomping Grounds. I only have 6 fetchable lands, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have all 6 in play. Yep, alright, not cracking that fetch land. That was much worse than drawing that other card. The second bolt hopefully means they're dead here. I think we're gonna win in spite of myself. They only have 1 card in hand. I'm gonna wait for them to make their move and see what they've got. Ayo, didn't even need the second one. All right, sweet. Woo, I'm glad the misclick didn't throw me into a dumpster fire. I'm glad the misclick didn't throw me into dumpster. We're 2-2. We're one match away from being a real live modern deck here, getting our 3-2. After this league finishes up, we're gonna play a Grixis Soul Flayer deck that someone has submitted. Nivik has sent in, and then we've got Narset Cannon and Kiki Court and Blue Red Prison and all sorts of great stuff that we get to. That we're going to have going on today. I don't mind cute things every once in a while, Apprentice. The weapons deck I'm not sure on for running back, just because, like, while it's interesting to see stuff like that every once in a while, if it's not good, just like sitting there getting dumpstered for 45 minutes isn't great. I'd be very disappointed in Wizard of the Coast if they banned anything from humans. I think banning something from humans would be a big mistake. I'm planning to stream for a minimum of 10 hours today, probably 12. We'll see how I'm feeling. Speaking of feeling, I should order lunch. I'm gonna take 2 seconds to order delivery. Since I'm going all day, since I'm planning to stream all day, I'm gonna get an actual meal. Normally I just eat snacks when I'm planning to just go for 8 hours or so. So I don't know if I want to fetch shock against burn, right? Sounds good, Apprentice. Will do. How do we feel about just playing Stormchaser Mage on defense here? Because Mutagenic Growth lets me protect it. I'm gonna do that, actually. Humans is one of the best decks to have be the best deck in Modern, in my opinion. I think the Humans deck plays a good, honest game of Magic, and that's good. That's good to have be one of the better decks in Modern. I remember playing Humans and IQ and playing against Ponza and playing Cavern, naming Human, he goes, ugh, I hate your deck so much. I was shocked that a Ponza player would argue. Definitely. All about them free timeouts. They suspended over there, yep. Alright. No attacks make sense there. Yay, now there's food coming to my house. Alright, focus on the magic. Back on the magic. What are we doing? The fact that this Misty Rainforest has to fetch something tapped, I'm pretty sure kind of sucks. Because I need more red mana, basically, right? I think what I'm going to do here is we're going to play Soul-Scar Mage. And then I'm going to plan to Vapor Snag this Goblin Guide back to their hand next turn. I'm going to go ahead and get in an attack for 1 here, I think. I'm gonna get an attack for 1. What did I order? I got a tomato basil soup and a Mediterranean veggie sandwich. I'm gonna tip the tribe for a donation deck. So I gave them cash for a tip. Or technically I put a tip on the credit card. Now I'm hungry, thanks. Well, I won't be eating for like, usually it takes 20 minutes to a half hour to get here, so we'll see. Yeah, I think banning anything out of the Humans deck is good. I think the Humans deck, the decks that Humans is really good against are decks that you don't want being good at Modern. Are you a vegetarian? If so, for how long? I've been a vegetarian since I was 17. I started living on my own when I was 17. So while I was living with my parents, I thought it would be really rude to tell them, hey, I'm not eating the food you've prepared. So I've been a vegetarian since I was able to prepare my own meals. Can we kill them next turn? Vapor Snag puts them to 15. This is 5. This is 4. And this is 2, so 5, 4, 2, and then 5, 4, 2 is 11, 12, 13. So we're short. We're short a little bit, but if I draw like a bolt next turn, we could kill them. I could save the Vapor Snag for my turn and pay health with this. The problem with that is we die to Boros Charm. Am I okay being dead to Boros Charm? Because then this would be 3, 8, 9, 10, 14. It's exactly lethal if I Vapor Snag on my turn and pay health. Yeah, I'm just gonna put myself dead to Boros Charm. Yeah, both, for people that are wondering how I'm counting damage, both of my creatures have prowess, which means every spell I cast deals 2 extra damage. So every spell is 2 damage. Modern's a format for one, humans metagame percentage in Modern. If humans had the metagame percentage in Modern that Deathrite Shaman Mush decks had in Legacy, I would be singing a different tune. If humans was as obnoxious and powerful in Modern as Deathrite Shaman decks are in Legacy, yes, then I would say we should probably ban something from it. But it doesn't. It doesn't have the same power level that it does, and it doesn't put up the same numbers that Deathrite Shaman's decks do in Legacy. Why I'm a vegetarian? I just really don't care for the taste of meat, and I'm an adult, so I don't eat things I don't like. That was sweet. That was a clutch like figuring out the sequencing there. All right, so last time Dispels and Spell Pierce are great. These Flame Slashes are fine here. We boarded out Vapor Snags last time, and I think that was okay. Cutting a non-zero amount of Mutagenic Growth is probably fine. It's nice that they can protect our cards from red burn spells, but other than that, it's a little bit awkward. Trimming a cantrip is probably fine. Trimming a 3-drop is probably fine. Just like bring our curve down a good bit. I think this is okay. Yeah, the prowess creatures are very, very good. 10 out of 10. No, I'm not expecting them to bring Bridge in against us. If they bring Bridge in against us, we can reassess, but I think boarding, assuming they're going to bring in Bridge, is wrong. Humans actually isn't 5%, so you should look at my article here. For the last 6 weeks, humans is over 11% of the top finishing decks. This is really important to know if you're into Magic and looking at data. The numbers on mtggoldfish.com are intentionally skewed by Wizards of the Coast because the way Wizards of the Coast reports Magic Online data makes all of their formats look artificially diverse. And I explain in my article there how Wizards does that. And I take that Magic Online data that makes the formats look artificially diverse and pull it out. I don't use the Magic Online League data in my calculations of metagame percentages there. It's only the results of decks at large Modern tournaments in my data there. All right, this hand really needs a wizard, but it's okay otherwise. That first hand was definitely a great Hearthstone hand. Unfortunately, this is Magic the Gathering and we need some lands. They put a Rift Bolt under the table over here for those that are wondering what's going on after they tap their land. I'm just going to Spell Pierce this Rift Bolt since we drew that. Just using our mana efficiently ASAP is ideal. Just like using this to gain 3 seems fine. MTG Top 8 includes Magic Online data. For reference, it includes League data. If you scroll through their list of stuff, it has leagues in there. FYI. Mana Wyrm would be really good in this deck. You are not wrong. I mean, that's technically a wizard. I think I'm just going top here. Although I'm only going to draw that one if we're going to fetch next turn. All right, they're down to 3 cards. If we can dodge Searing Blaze and Searing Blood here, actually, we can protect this from Searing Blaze and Searing Blood, right? Because we have this Mutagenic Growth. And we're at 11 and they have 3 cards. I drew the fetch land off the Visions, I believe. If I didn't, then maybe I should have. No, I don't think we're supposed to fetch before the Visions too, because I want to play the shock land tapped, and my Serum Visions can draw a, or my fetch land can get a basic untapped. This is game 2, I think. I believe we're up a game. I lose track. Yep, they've decided to try and kill me, so I assume we're going to be done on their turn. This is such a good EV Mutagenic Growth because it means Searing Blood doesn't kill us. If they have a Bolt here. Alright, if we draw the Goblin Guide creature, we could maybe kill them this turn, or Stormchaser Mage. Alright, if we find an untapped red source on the Sleight of Hand, can we kill them? Maybe. I don't actually know if this is lethal or not. Let's find out. Pretty sure that's lethal. Pretty sure. Are 1 and 0 different numbers, chat? Do you think 1 and 0 are different numbers? Certainly feels like it to me. Wee! Well, that was great. That's exactly like we drew it up there, chat. That's exactly like we drew it up there. This deck was kind of sweet. Getting to play 8 lightning bolts was kind of excellent. It's official. This is a modern deck, right? So, thoughts and feedback on the deck overall. I think if you want to play this archetype, it definitely feels like there could be something competitive here. Ghitu Lavarunner and Soul-Scar Mage both really overperformed, I think. I wasn't expecting a lot out of either of these cards. And, like, the alternate text on Soul-Scar Mage was quite good in a number of instances. I think Cinderwind is not... It's probably not worth being a 3 of in this deck. I think I would fit some Snapcaster Mages in. I think I would want 2 to 3 snaps. I think my starting place for fitting Snapcaster Mages into this deck would probably be minus an Opt, minus a Cinder, minus a Spell Pierce, and like get 2 to 3 in these slots. Cutting the cantrip might be wrong, so maybe I would start with just 2 Snapcaster Mages. Yeah, I think a non-zero number of Snapcaster Mages is ideal. Like, if it's worth playing 8 Lightning Bolts, it's worth snapping back some of those 8 Lightning Bolts, I think. I really like the idea of the Stomping Ground, not only to cast Mutagenic Growth, but also like to enable Destructive Revelry out of the side. Seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, the Lavamancer is fine. Lavamancer is a card that's just like good in Modern. It like takes over some games versus creature-based decks. Stamp it with the $3 donation. Thank you for that. I promise to donate $3 if Wizards is a Modern deck. Well, thank you for coming through on that. I appreciate it. Yeah, Cinderwind is powerful, but not only is it legendary, but it's also just like 3 mana is kind of a lot. And while Snapcaster Mage is often going to be a 3 mana card in this deck, I think the fact that we have 4 Mutagenic Growth means it can be a 2 mana card in a non-zero amount of situations. We finished 3 and 2. It's a modern deck. It's a modern deck just like most others. All right. How much RAM is Magic Online using? Moto's using not quite 2 gigs. We could probably play another match or 2 before we need to restart. Let's import the Soul Flare deck list that paid to cut the line as well. Details on how donation decks work is here. The Possibility Storm deck is sweet. 10 out of 10 think the Possibility Storm deck is sweet. All right, what in the heck? What in the heck is going on here? What in the heck is going on here? All right, so we've got some blue spells. They wanted me to look at the mana base and think about the mana base. Wizards went 3-2.